My hair is a bit bushy, but I don't think that should stop us from having a conversation this afternoon or this evening, depending on the time you are watching this video or you are seeing this video. So I was watching random videos on YouTube. Then I chanced on an interview with the VC or Vice Chancellor of GIMPA, right? And I think in the interview, she talked about the fact that they should be quick to adapt AI to combat unemployment. All right. I don't know whether she was speaking on behalf of the institution or she was just trying to make a general statement as to how AI is really growing. All right. And I find it very interesting and also concerning why at this stage, in this dispensation that we find ourselves in, universities in Ghana are still deliberating on whether to adapt AI or kind of becoming much of AI infusing in how they conduct their training for their students. All right, it's quite concerning and strange. All right. Let me say this. 4 years ago, I think somewhere 2020, 2021, I was invited to speak to some students at TTU, FATSA, is it their graphic department and all that. And I told these students, I spoke about AI and NFTs, non-fungible tokens and artificial intelligence. So I think if you were a graphic student at that time, 4 years ago at TTU, probably you attended that kind of seminar. It was meant for the final year or the third year students, right? And I told them that, hey, I'm not here to scare you, but I want to tell you that if you don't upscale with AI or if you don't tool yourself up with AI, in the next 2-3 years, or you might finish school to face a different world altogether, where what you learned today may not be so much relevant, because you end up seeing one guy with no skill in graphics, but with just a simple prompting skills can create and design just as better graphics than you guys are doing here. And I didn't see the urgency in their faces, on their faces, right? I saw some of them laughing, and some of them probably took it serious, but for the most part, I didn't feel that urgency, right? And mind you, at that time, AI wasn't this big, right? AI has moved so fast from just common text-based to graphic generation to video generation to, generative AI has really improved, all right? So 4 years ago, they thought it's not that serious. And today, here we are. A lot of graphic designers have no jobs. Can you imagine spending 4 years in school, learning how to do graphics, learning how to use Adobe, learning how to do whatever, just to come and face someone who learns how to use prompts to generate animations and graphics on YouTube and make money on YouTube? I know a doctor, right? A friend. It's not very close, but a friend's closer friend who's a doctor who makes much more money on AI animation on YouTube than he makes as a medical doctor in Ghana. You get what I'm trying to say, right? And not only this, I remember 2017, right? I was developing an application. I had some team of developers working on a web application, CD Exchange at that time. And at that time, Facebook was kind of experimenting with AI. Okay, and one of their AI went rogue and started communicating with themselves outside the scope of what they were doing. All right, so it became quite a topic in the tech space. So we're just talking. I told one of them that, hey, this very soon, people will be coding or be building software by just giving commands and basic instruction, English or plain text instruction. And this guy looked at me and laughed. Two of them looked at each other and they were trying to force themselves not to laugh at the kind of statement I made. That's 2017, right? And now here we are. I am not a software engineer. I have a basic tech background, right? I am not a software engineer, but I have been able to shape about 3 huge softwares. Build myself, shaped in myself, debugged myself, patch it with any security loop. I've built it and I've shaped it and it's working. All right. So can you imagine someone who's not a software engineer, right, with just a skill with AI prompting or AI prompt engineering or whatever, right, is able to build and ship software. Meanwhile, someone is in KNUST or Ashasu University or GTUC spending big amounts on software to learn software engineering, right? It's parents breaking their backs to raise money for them to learn software engineering, right? Only to come out of school and meet people like me who are so many now. There are a lot of us like me who basically we just computer internet and getting some tokens with what we know about AI and AI prompt engineering. We can develop anything. We didn't have to spend 4 years in the university to learn software engineering. So these people will come out and feel hopeless because they will meet people who spend next to nothing taking over their jobs. You see how dangerous the world is becoming. Right, and it is so fascinating it is so fascinating to see that we've not seen the urgency of the tertiary institution. We've not seen that urgency to quickly adapt and quickly adopt artificial intelligence and pretty much double down on it. All right, I remember way back in school, right? I did marketing. I read marketing. We did this flipped cutler marketing or other traditional marketing that we know, and we topped it off with a little bit of digital marketing here and there, right? And after school, right, after working and after some time, I started taking digital marketing focus courses, right? So I'm now a data analyst and a full-time digital marketer, right? What I learned and what I know now is making me question what I learned. I mean, it's still relevant, but I'm asking myself whether people are still learning what I learned in school years ago. Because if they are still learning that, then I'm sorry to say that they are fucked. Excuse my language. They are done. Because it's a different world we live in, right? Right? Even as a data analyst, right, or data analytics, it's changed. AI has changed everything for us, right? So now, look, we learned the traditional marketing and we learned a little bit of digital marketing, but I did digital marketing. And digital marketing is not only complement traditional marketing, it's kind of overtaking it. We have social media. Now, social media marketing is not a theory, it's something that is with us. Someone would want to have a brick and mortar shop and make little to nothing, all right, in sales, but someone with just a phone on TikTok or on Instagram posting videos without paying for a rent or without renting any room, we're making so much money. All right, while the person with brick and mortar store will be praying and going for all night, hoping that God will show him or her mercy to let people come there. You see, that's the problem. We are not adapting early. We in Ghana, we live in a country that is full of laggards. And if you say laggards, it's not an insult, it's not a demeaning word. I mean, it's something to show that we are slow in adopting technology, and rightly so, right? We are very slow in adopting technology. So if you are in Ghana and you are an innovator, you are someone who adopts technology early, you can make it. You don't need to travel outside Ghana. You don't need any blogger to flex you. You don't need anyone to show you anything, because there's nothing you can't see here if you become a little bit innovative. You get the point. So I hope, or I wish our institution, our leaders will train our lecturers. Maybe the lecturers should go for an extensive training to kind of adapt to new realities and train these people. Look, there are so many lecturers in Ghana who they are teaching marketing, but who can't do search engine optimization. They can never optimize a website. They have no practical idea about metadata. They have less idea about real social media marketing. I mean, and this is not to insult them, but this is to show how the skill that they have needs an upgrade or up tooling. You get a point. And for me, I am not seeing that pace. I am not seeing that fast growth. We have wonderful lecturers who can teach you and you understand. Imagine they are kind of combining it with what we are seeing right now. Right? The world has changed for marketing and the world has changed for everything. So this is what I have to say, right? Let's not drag this conversation. But as a young person, if you are in school, if you are in university, right, you should not, as stands now, you should not depend solely on the knowledge you are acquiring from the university. You should think outside the box. Let YouTube be your friend. Let Udemy be your friend. Let Coursera be your friend. Get as many courses. If you are in tech, right? If you are in engineering faculty, learn software engineering, let your best teacher be an AI. All right? Get the certificate. We are all getting certificates, but your real knowledge should not be confined in that classroom, because you will lose big time. You come and meet a different world altogether. So if you are not seeing that the system is upgrading enough or tooling enough or adjusting fast enough to adapt to the current reality, and you are a student, all right, if you are a youth in this country, quickly, right? You know what? Now, if you go on TikTok, you see less people talking about tech. Few people. I mean, if you scroll 50 times, you see just 3 or 4 tech contents, social media, I mean, content of value. The rest of 47 or 46, or let's say 40 of them, you only see trends, social media gathering, talking about someone, talking about a character, talking. I know we are in the attention economy, that everyone wants to get attention, get the metrics to get some kind of how do you call it, from some deals or whatever. All right, but I can assure you, as a digital marketer and data analyst, I can tell you for a fact or for free that content consumers are way more than content creators. So you see someone who have no job, and because of internet addiction, the little money the person has or would get, they will use that money to buy data and watch TikTok. That's why there's a popular saying nowadays that TikTok is better than school fees. TikTok is better than DSTV. TikTok is better than this TikTok, because they go there and they have this self-gratification, right? You see what is happening, right? So please, I think we have to just calm down and gather ourselves as youths and begin to look at the bigger picture. Other than that, AI is going to take your job. AI is going to get you broke. AI is going to make your life vulnerable. Not because of AI in itself, but because someone with just a little bit of urgency and hunger to adapt to this new reality and technology to build something will take over your job, will make you a full-time consumer. And because of internet addiction, all that you can do is not to help, but to find money to buy data and use the product they built, or pretty much at best stay on social media and watch content, laugh. At the end of the day, you sleep, and the loops, it keeps looping, or the cycle keeps going. All right. So this is a message of urgency. All right. If you are youth here, just wake the hell up, because the world is changing, and it's changing so fast. And if you are watching me as an institutional leader, I think this is a time, or this is a wake-up call. I know the wake-up call is already there, but the thing is, the speed is not. We are not catching up as fast. So we should do that. Other than that, we are not doing our students. We are not doing the people we are training. We are not doing any good to them. We are just training them and taking their money, all right, taking their school fees, only for them to come out and meet a different world altogether, and probably become part of the cycle of unemployment, and it keeps looping. All right. So thanks for watching this video. I mean, this is just a concerned person speaking. Thanks for watching this video. My name is Ekowreel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.